Hey, did you know that on average, a person takes 12 months to get ready to be approved for a mortgage so they can buy a house? So if you keep waiting and you wait another year before you even start getting ready, then you're going to be 2 years out from buying a house now. So what are you waiting for? Hi, I'm Jim Fong. I'm an investor and real estate agent in Las Vegas. And today I'm going to be telling you about how to become mortgage ready. A lot of people are talking about real estate these days. I talk to people of all ages. Everybody wants to think about buying a house. Here's the thing. Not everyone qualifies to buy a house, right? I talk to much more people that want to buy a house than those that actually are qualified and ready to buy a house. Becoming mortgage ready is very important, right? Because you can either be one of those people that wants a house, or you could be one of those people that is actually able to buy a house. So what does it take to become mortgage ready? It comes down to three main things. I'm gonna break it down for you on this video. The very first thing you should think about for becoming mortgage ready is your credit. You have to have good credit to be able to qualify for a mortgage. And this is what usually takes a lot of time. There's credit building and then there's credit repair. We're going to start with the first one of building credit. So we're assuming that you have no credit or limited credit. If you have no credit, chances are you're going to have to start by getting a secured credit card. And a secured credit card is basically just a credit card where you deposit the money in first, and then you can charge on that credit card now. That's the first thing. You get a secured credit card, start with $500 to $1,000, make minimal purchases on it, pay it off every month. Let's start building your credit. Do not ever go more than 50% of your credit line. If your credit limit is $500, do not charge more than $250 on it, okay? That just makes you seem like you're using too much credit. And if you need a higher credit limit, request that, obviously. But to become mortgage ready, you will need 3 trade lines. So a lot of times people will have like a car payment and then maybe 2 credit cards. So if you don't have 3 trade lines, you need to work on getting the trade line. Number 1, get the secured credit card. Number 2, maybe get another secured credit card. And if you don't have a car loan or like a cell phone bill or anything to show that you actually pay bills regularly, that's what you're going to need to do. You might actually need to get 3 credit cards, right? But once you get your first secured credit card and you make charges and you pay it off, pretty soon they're going to take notice and you're going to start receiving, offers. Oh, you're pre-approved for this credit card now and that credit card now. Accept those pre-approvals, all right? But be smart about it. This is not free money that you just get a charge up and spend. This is stuff that you have to pay back, all right? The whole point was getting mortgage ready. It's not about let's get credit and charge it up. I'm just telling you to get these trade lines to become mortgage ready. Start small and don't get out of control with the credit cards. Just charge what you need to charge, like gas, pay it off. Small bills, pay it off. If you go out to eat, pay it off, all right? But that's how you want to build credit. You need 3 trade lines usually to get approved for a mortgage. Let's get to the next step. Let's do credit repair. Let's just say having credit's not your problem, but the credit that you have is not very good. That's a lot of people too. Like maybe you fell into the credit card trap early on and now you're trying to get yourself out of the bad credit. What you want to do is start paying down your debts with, the high interest rates and things like that. On average, people need 12 months to become mortgage ready. A lot of it is repairing your credit. Let's say you need like a 680 credit score to become mortgage ready and you're like at a 620. Well, how do you bridge that gap? How do you increase your credit score? So these are the things, all right? So let's pay down your debt. Let's get below 50% of your credit limit. When you become mortgage ready, they're going to look at how much income you make and then how much monthly debts you have or monthly bills or obligations. That's how they're going to determine how much you qualify for on a mortgage. If you have a lot of debt, credit cards, car payments, you may not get qualified for enough money for the house that you want. So think about that too. I mean, I run into that a lot where someone says, well, I want this much house and I can afford this much payment, but they're only qualified for, this much house, right? And that's why debt to income is an important thing to consider. Let's pay off some of that debt. That's only going to help you when getting mortgage ready. Fixing your credit is not just about becoming mortgage ready. It's going to give you a lot of long-term benefits too for purchases you make throughout your lifetime. The example that I would like to use here today is you have 2 people, all right? Let's say they're both 25 years old. One person has really good credit and the other person has below average credit. Say they go buy a car. They finance $20,000 to buy a car on a 60 payment loan or a 5-year note on this. So if you have good credit, borrowing $20,000 at 6%, your car payment's only $387. And that same bad credit person, and they have to pay, say, 26% for a car note. Well, that payment for that same 20K is now almost $600. You're going to pay like a total of $15,000 in just interest over the course of this loan. It's not just about getting mortgage ready. It's about saving money long-term on everything that you need loans for. That's credit cards, car notes, and a house ultimately. Having these good habits will actually save you a lot of money in the long run on things. Having good credit, a larger down payment, you're going to qualify for ways to save money. Like people with high credit, big down payments and things like that, they can even qualify for appraisal waivers sometimes. That's something that would save you money when you're buying a house. Let's apply this to mortgage now, all right? Let's just say you have one person with great credit and one person with bad credit. The difference on that could be, I'm not going to make it as big. Let's just make it a 1% difference, all right? So right now with our current mortgage rates, all right, if you have good credit, you can probably get a mortgage for about 6.5%. You have bad credit, let's just say 7.5%. If you're buying a $500,000 home, putting 5% down, if you have a 6.5% interest rate, your payment is going to be $3,544 a month. If you have bad credit, and let's just say you pay 7.5%, just 1% more, well, your payment is now $3,863. Just having good credit and bad credit could be a difference of like $300 a month on a mortgage payment for you. So that does add up. You're paying like almost $4,000 more a year now. So get mortgage ready and get your credit right. All right, number 2, the second most important thing about becoming mortgage ready is your income. You have to have a job or something like that that is producing you regular income, so the bank knows that you have the ability to repay them for this mortgage they're going to give you. So they usually want 2 years of employment. If you've only been on the job, let's just say 12 months, well, you have 12 more months to go before you can be mortgage ready. That's key, that you have 2 years on the job, or at least in the same field. Let's just say you work at a restaurant as a food server or something like that, and then you've been there for a year, and then you found another job at another restaurant being a food server again, and you worked there for a year. Well, that's combined of 2 years, and that will work for you, all right? So let's just say you worked retail for a little while, and then all of a sudden you quit your job to start doing TikTok videos and making money that way. You need 2 years on TikTok making money to prove that too, all right? Just so you know, they generally want 2 years work experience. I mean, there are exceptions, like if you're self-employed and you just have a lot of assets and you make a lot of regular deposits, you may qualify for other things, but most people, for a regular conforming loan, for a first-time home buyer, it's going to require 2 years on the job, all right, or in that field. Then finally, the last part is you need money. You need a down payment. It's separate than income. That's the job. That's repayment. We need actual money for you to put down. Pay closing costs, all those things like that. Home inspections cost money. Appraisals cost money. Down payments cost money. And lenders have fees, and there's escrow fees. There's all types of money that's required to buy a house. So you need to start saving. Well, I talk to people all the time. I've been at my job for 2 years. I have great credit. Cool. How much money do you have down? Oh, I don't have any money down, right? Well, this is where you need to start saving money now then, right? You have to have some money to come into the game on this. Like VA loans don't require money down, but there's still closing costs to consider. And in the more recent real estate market, sellers aren't paying closing costs that often anymore. So you need to have some type of money. I'm going to use just an easy goal of $10,000. How do I save $10,000? If I make only $3,000 a month, how do I save $10,000? You can do it slow and incrementally. That's my suggestion, right? You need to automate this. Let's just say you're able to put away $200 a month. In 1 year, you would have saved $2,400. So in nearly 4 years, you'll have $10,000 saved. And let's just say you're able to tighten things up more and save $300 a month. Well, that's $3,600 a year. So in less than 3 years, you got your 10K. And if you can really, really be disciplined and save $400 a month, you'll have saved $10,000 in just about 2 years. Depending on what you can do, you need to start saving money. But it's not always easy to just save money. Maybe your bills every month, you're spending everything you're making already right now. Your bills are this, and your income is just about the same. You're living paycheck to paycheck. How do I get ahead? You can start cutting expenses too. If you go to Starbucks frequently, you need to stop doing that. If you go to Target too often, you need to stop doing that. If you go to Costco and you spend $300 to $500 every time you step into Costco, maybe limit those trips for when you really need it. Don't eat out as much. Don't use Postmates. You're paying way too much money to deliver McDonald's to your house. Like, let's Stupid thing to do. Save your money, all right? Something I do is I go on Amazon too much. Maybe you just are shopping on Amazon and you think about it and you order it right away. Well, maybe you limit that to everything adds up. So when you start cutting these expenses and you start saving this money and not just spending it somewhere else, and most importantly, this is something that I always tell people if they're trying to get mortgage ready. Stop buying expensive cars to show off. You know, your broke ass does not need to drive a Mercedes. If you don't own a house, you shouldn't drive a Mercedes. That's just my thought. Number one, it's a depreciating asset, all right? Meaning you bought it for this much, and every time you pay on it, it's actually going down in value. It's not a smart thing to do, right? Like, you can get around with a more modest car and own a property. I know too many people that are renting and driving these expensive cars, and I find it quite silly, honestly. You need these better, money habits so you can get rich and not just try to look rich. Just don't get a expensive car payment. It's not a smart thing to do, especially if you do not own a property already. Let's just say you cut your expenses and now you're saving more money. How do I fast forward even more on saving money? I think it's time to start doing side gigs to get more money. Here in Las Vegas, I mean, it's really easy to do side gigs, right? A lot of people drive, Uber or Lyft. What if you committed to driving like 2 nights a week? Let's just say you go out Saturday night, maybe Friday night, and just drive Uber for a little while. Let's just say you make your goal. When I make $300, I can stop. If you make $300 extra a week and you save that over a month, that's $1,200 right there that you just saved. That's almost $15,000 you saved in just 1 year. If you don't want to drive Uber and you're worried about, maintenance or your car's not very good or whatever, there's other hustles too. I always tell people, like, when I go to like a Raiders game or something, I always see people just standing on the bridge. They're selling waters and beers. And I always do this math when I see it. I'm like, for $20, you can get like 30 beers in a case. So if you sold those for $5 each, that's $150 you made by only spending $20. There's just little hustles like this. Makes more money. Walk dogs, go offer, Uber scooper business or something I told my kids to do, I guess. But make more money, but save it. Don't make the more money and just spend it. That's the thing you got to be worried about, okay? And then finally, let's talk about how you save this money. I don't know why a lot of people think that when they're saving money to buy a house, it needs to be like stashed away in some piggy bank somewhere, hiding it under the mattress or something like that. No, if you have some money saved, it doesn't hurt to have the money work for you too. So you can put it in like a high yield savings account. So the money you're saving actually is earning more money for you as well too. Or if you know that you're not going to access this money for a while and you have some money saved already too, you can even put it in like a CD or something like that. They're paying great rates right now. So if you don't have any use for this other than just to buy a house, put it in a CD, make great returns right now, but have the money work for you that you're saving, right? So when people are saving money for buying a house, doesn't mean you just need to stash it and it's like hidden somewhere, all right? So have the money work for you as well too. Those are the steps to getting mortgage ready. Because again, I just want to remind you, there's a lot of people that want to buy a house and not that many people that actually qualify right now. So to separate yourself from other people, start right now, get your credit right, save some money, be mortgage ready, because that's going to be your advantage over all those other people that are not mortgage ready. If you like videos like this about investing, real estate, and things like that, check out my channel. There's a lot of great information there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.